Today, I'm gonna talk about my experience on the Whatnot app. Stick around.
DJ Links is in the building.
Before we continue on, make sure you head on over to djlinks.bigcartel.com and pick up your Austin LeMay limited edition 11x17 art print. The art print is limited to 50 pieces with 100% of the proceeds going to Comics Curing Cancer. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Links, back in the building, back in effect, and back with another video. And today I'll be talking to you about my experience on the Whatnot app, both from a buyer's and a seller's perspective. Love it or hate it, and a lot of people hate it, the Whatnot app has become synonymous with selling comics as well as a bunch of other things. It's also become synonymous with words like toxicity and scams and shit like that. For the most part, I try to steer clear of the drama. It took me a long time to even get on the Whatnot app. That's why I wanted to share my experience with you. In the last couple of months, I did about 5 shows ranging from super successful all the way to downright terrible, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about. Straight out the gate, the app is fantastic, and I'm not talking about the back office or anything like that. I'm talking about from a user's perspective, the app is dope. If you're selling, it's super easy to sell, and if you're buying, it's super easy to buy. So take out all of the nonsense and the bullshit. As an app, as a technology, it is amazing. But when you factor in things like lack of support for new sellers, I can see why people will view it in a negative light. So let me talk about my first stream. I first streamed in October of 2023. I marketed the stream weeks in advance, and I was able to amass over 1,000 followers. The stream that I did was a charity stream with all the proceeds going to Comics Curing Cancer, and that's exactly what I did. All the money that I made that stream went to Comics Curing Cancer. Before the stream, I did my due diligence. I did my research. I watched a lot of Whatnot streams, and I wanted to kind of separate myself from the pack. So with the first stream, I actually did a collaboration with my brother, Luis Vicente 001, who sells sneakers, and he's a big part of the sneaker community on Whatnot. So with that first stream, I used a lot of things that the sneaker community used, things like reruns and sponsor the streams. And overall, we had a super successful stream. I made on that stream, I think it was $4,300 and change, and all that went to Comics Curing Cancer. But that was, of course, because it was a collaboration with the comic book community and the sneaker community. We were able to raise those funds for C3. Fast forward to my second stream, and my second stream, I did it by myself. I had my whole setup here, totally different from the first stream that I did, and that stream was terrible. First, I had great inventory. People just weren't buying. Maybe it was because I had a whole bunch of modern variants, things like that, but people weren't buying. Secondly, I think I messed up when I priced things, right? So I priced things at a price that I was comfortable with if it sold, making that money. For example, if I paid $30 for a modern variant, I probably started the auction at $15, which is half that. So in my mind, people are still getting a deal, but people weren't jumping at that discount. So my second stream, I did horrible, but the giveaways were fire though. That's another thing with the Whatnot streams. The giveaways sometimes do get carried away. It puts pressure on the newer sellers or sellers that don't have that much of a following. It puts pressure on them to give things away to just compete with a bigger seller who probably gets their stuff for free that they could just give away. So there's a lot of pressure on the smaller sellers there, and I admit I fell victim to that pressure because I'm like, yo, this dude is giving this shit away for free. Watch what I'm gonna give away. And it wind up costing me not only the cost of the books that I gave away, but the shipping as well, and I didn't make the money back on the stream to kind of make up for it. Fast forward to my last Whatnot stream that I set up during WhatnotCon. So that happened the weekend of April 11th through the 14th. I marketed that stream weeks in advance, posting nonstop on Instagram, as well as talking about it on In the Mix Friday nights 9 p.m. plug, and my inventory was fire. The thing I did different with this last stream, I bundled up a lot of books, 2 books, 3 book lots, started everything dirt cheap, $1, $2, and since it was WhatnotCon, Whatnot sent me a box of free variants to sell. Now the biggest difference that you'll see between a smaller streamer, which I am a tiny streamer on Whatnot, I think the last show, which I think I did reasonably well, that last show only had 28 users at its peak, as opposed to a bigger show. So for example, I put up a book for $1 start. That book sold for $14, as opposed to a show that was running concurrent with mine. That same book sold for $67. So that's why I would suggest to a potential buyer, make sure you check out the smaller streams as well as the bigger streamers. If you pop into a stream with 30 or less people, you're more likely to get a deal, and there's also less competition in the chat. So like I said, that same book, $67, versus my $14. And I was fine with it because that was one of the free Whatnot books that they sent me. So if I made $1 on it, it was profit because the shit was free. Another thing that I noticed, pricing is super important. I put up a lot of 25 books and started it at $40, which to me is super dirt cheap. Nobody bid on it. A couple of items later, I put up the same lot of books and started it at $1 and it went for like $43, $44, which was more than the original asking price I put up. So I don't know if dollar starts, if there's some sort of psychological thing to that where people are more likely to get something if it starts at $1 and then the prices will go up incrementally from there. But I mean, if you can, I would suggest starting your auctions off dirt cheap as well. Like I mentioned before, I had a peak of 28 people in my last stream, and to me, that was a success because besides my first stream, every stream after that, I only averaged about 16 to 20 people. It could have been my timing. Usually when I do a stream, it's Wednesdays at 9 p.m. This time I did Saturday, 9 p.m. prime time, baby. Just trying to get a feel and trying to just put my name out there, basically. For any potential Whatnot sellers, what I would encourage you to do is definitely, just like YouTube, set yourself apart from the pack. Do something or bring an inventory that people normally aren't selling. Like if you're doing all silver or bronze, like Alan May has a fantastic Whatnot show. It's not just all variants or Whatnot variants, so make sure you follow Alan May. If you do something like that, you're going to get a loyal following and a loyal fan base. Not everyone wants to go in like 3 or 4 streams and see the same shit and the same variants. For me, what I enjoy and what I think sets myself apart from other streamers is that I'm playing music, I'm having fun, I got my DJ lights. The music that I'm actually playing is mixes from events or gigs that I did that I recorded live. So if you popped into the stream during Whatnot Con, that mix that I was playing, that was from an actual event that I did, and that shit was fire. So from a music perspective, being on the Whatnot app and selling is the closest thing that I can get to DJing without actually DJing. I'm standing up during the entire stream, I'm standing behind my turntables where I have my camera, my laptop, and my books positioned, and I'm just having a good time vibing to the tunes. I know I said a lot of nothing in this video, and this is not your typical Whatnot bashing video, but the fact of the matter is, I don't know if I want to continue streaming on the app. For me, it's the lack of support to the smaller sellers. If you're a smaller seller, you're going to take a lot of L's, or you just have to be comfortable moving things for a lower price point. Sometimes it kind of doesn't make sense when the machine is behind like the bigger sellers, but that's the business. It's like wrestling, right? The machine is always going to be behind like the big superstar as opposed to, you know, the guy first on the card. If I do decide to continue streaming, it'll probably, like I said, just to move some inventory dirt cheap, or that the money will go to Comics Curing Cancer. So if you have experience on the Whatnot app, both from a buyer and a seller's perspective, let me know what you think about the app down in the comments below. I don't know, man. Like it's super easy, but then it's just like so much other BS and stuff that come with it that like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna continue streaming on the service. But that's gonna do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. As always, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, share this video, tell your friends about me, consider joining the Link Squad, and as always, most importantly, spread love because it's the Brooklyn way. Peace.